Welcome to our podcast where we tell stories that'll keep you up at night. And in the morning, have you asking,
What's sleep?
I'm your co-host, Timothy.
And I'm the other host, Bailey.
And let's talk about some spooky stories.
A little bit of news before we start. I did want to talk a little bit about our merch. We've got t-shirts. I'm really excited about them.
Me too. I love them.
A couple of different kinds, all sorts of sizes for everybody. Our pre-orders are up and they are live, and you guys can go ahead and order t-shirts to your heart's desire. And if you order on our store for anything over $50, you get free shipping on everything.
Oh, yeah.
So we got discounts, and if you follow our Patreon, you can also get 15% off, and you guys support us, and we appreciate that, and it helps us give you guys more episodes every week.
Oh, yeah. And since you guys, if you do decide to subscribe to the Patreon, we definitely wanted to give y'all something back for directly supporting us. And that 15% discount does work on absolutely everything in the store. So that's a pretty good deal, in my opinion.
It is.
And you'll have it for the entire month as well. So if we ever decide to add more merch in there, it'll work on those as well, which is super awesome. Hell yeah.
And another thing is our listener story submissions. We're getting a lot of really great stories from you guys, and I'm excited to put them into an episode. So we will be hearing those on the 30th of October, which again, I think is Friday.
That is a Friday. Be looking forward to that. That's awesome. But again, you can still submit stories. We're kind of going through all of them. And you can send those to us at whatsleeppodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. All right. Guess what we're talking about today?
I don't know. You've been kind of hyping this up as really spooky.
I'm so excited. I love Halloween.
Oh, me too. I just love all this scary stories and whatnot.
Yeah, Spooktober. So I really wanted to get into some like really creepy, spooky stories this month. Kind of my theme this month, I think. I mean, they're always pretty creepy, but
I'm excited to tell my actual Halloween episode.
Ooh.
For the week of Halloween, I think I got a pretty spooky one.
I have to get a good one, and it has to outshine this one because this one's pretty freaky.
Oh, so, is it that spooky?
It is very creepy, and I had to turn on Bob's Burgers while I was writing.
You did say that.
While I was writing these notes because I was alone in my house with my cat. And I was getting freaked out.
I'm excited for this one.
Well, here we go. Today we're talking about Zozo the Ouija Demon, or the Ouija.
So, okay, could you imagine being a demon and your name's like, hey, Zozo?
I mean, he likes it. He goes by a lot of different names.
Well, I guess. Okay. I guess to each their own.
It's creepy.
If I was a demon, I'm going to be named Zozo.
What's his name again?
Zozo the Ouija Demon.
Fun thing about Zozo's name is the more you say it, the more likely he is to conjure himself.
Wow. You just baited me so hard into doing this. Is it like Bloody Mary where if I go say it 3 times in the mirror, he'll appear?
Just he hears his name and he can decide to pop up whenever you want.
Zozo.
You're playing a dangerous game there.
I live life on the edge.
Well, he goes by the name of Zozo, or people know him as Zozo most predominantly.
Oh, Joe Zozo.
He also goes by Zaza, Oz, Zo, Za, Abacus, Asmodeus, and Mama.
Okay, hold up. So how are you going to go through like all these different variations of Zo, Za, Z, whatever, and then Asmodeus, which is a cool name in my opinion, I'm just saying. And then
No, Mama. That's like a weird start. We'll get into that later.
Okay.
And again, like we talked about, one way that you can summon him is by saying his name or chanting his name. The way that we're going to talk about today is through Ouija board. And disclaimer, I do not approve of any attempts to summon Zozo, so none of you can come at me and tell me y'all got messed up by Zozo.
We gotta cover ourselves, I guess. We should get a Ouija board and try to do this.
I'm not allowed to.
You're not allowed to?
Yeah. Everybody I talk to, except for you, obviously, is like, no, you're never touching one.
What's the worst that can happen? Some paranormal
activity? It's made by what, Hasbro?
Yeah, right? Like you can go buy it at Target. Either Target is in cohorts with the devil or
honestly, maybe, because I spend a lot of money there and I don't mean to.
So, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I don't understand the hype around Target.
I don't understand what happens in Target. I'm the opposite of you because I walk into Target and I leave and I've spent like not $1,000, Jesus, like $100 on just stuff I didn't need. Not me.
I walk into Target and I'm like, this place sucks. I mean, no offense to Target, but
each their own. You know?
Their aesthetics are not on par with me.
Really? I think some of them are. They have some fun stuff, especially during.
Honestly, for me, this is a little bougie, but aesthetics of a store mean everything to me.
It is very bougie.
Like around our area, we have a grocery store called Harris Teeter, right? And then down the ways is Walmart, Family Neighborhood Market, and then we have Food Lion, Publix, and Piggly Wiggly. And, Harris Teeter and Walmart are about the same distance from my house.
Right.
I would prefer to spend more at Harris Teeter than go to Walmart just because I like the interior design of Harris Teeter better than the Walmart.
Okay. So your aesthetic is Harris Teeter?
I don't know why. Apparently. I just like Harris Teeter.
Noted. I'll never take you on a Target shopping trip with me. I spend like an hour in there every time. I don't know what happens. I walk in and then like an hour of my life has passed.
So whenever I walk into a Target, the immediate thing I get is just beige.
Beige?
The whole building just is like beige to me.
No.
Yeah, and then with like a hint of red.
That's like Harris Teeter to me. Everything's beige in Harris Teeter. Beige and green. I don't know. Anyways, that was a really weird 2-minute rant about how I dislike Target and prefer Harris Teeter. I'll keep that noted. So, the oldest and first known reference of Zozo comes from the 1818 I'm going to butcher this. So it comes from the 1818 Le Dictionnaire Infernal.
Ooh, I like that little French twang you add to it.
Well, people get mad if you don't do it right.
Oh, I can barely pronounce English names, so I guess I'm a little screwed on that one.
I heard that in Monday's episode.
Fayetteville?
It's Fayetteville.
Fayetteville? Yeah. I feel like I was alternating between it the whole episode.
Oh, no, you said it right one time.
Really?
Yep. Did you listen to it? I listened to it.
I don't like listening to myself. Honestly, since I do some of the editing of the podcast, I have to listen to myself.
Do all the work.
I have to listen to myself, and I just don't like listening to myself.
I listen to everything multiple times. I got to make sure I don't sound dumb, and I do sound dumb in every episode, but it's fine. It's live. Whatever.
It's out for the world to listen to. All 800 of you.
Let's get to 8,000, guys. Let's go.
Oh my God.
So that is a book, a demonological encyclopedia that was written by, and again, I'm going to butcher it because it's French, Jacques Auguste, I don't know if it's Simon or Simon, Colin Duplancy. So
Ratatouille.
Let's try that one more time really fast. Jacques Auguste Simon Colin Duplancy. There we go. All right. I did it and it's over and I butchered it and my bad.
You know what? I'm proud of you. That was really good. I couldn't tell if it was right or not, but I'm going to go with it is.
So the book was written on demonology and it describes, obviously, demons.
Well, yeah.
One of which being Zozo. And in the book, Zozo is actually named Asmodee.
Okay, so can I purchase this book anywhere?
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
Buy that book.
It's just all demons, and I think it's hierarchy of demons. So it starts with the most notable, biblical or whatever culture the demon is from. Kind of ranks them a little bit. But again, the book's from 1818, and it's in French. Oh, it's in French. There's got to be an English version, right? A translation, yeah. Is it a picture book? Is it like Hungry Caterpillar, but of demons? Well, not Hungry Caterpillar, but there's pictures. Okay. I like pictures in my books. Again, he's referred to as Asmodee or Asmodeus. Asmodee's legend is as the Prince of Demons, or in Judeo-Islamic lore, the King of Earthly Spirits. Oh, okay. He sounds like a cool guy. The King of Earthly Spirits. That just seems really cool. Seems very Buddhist almost. But he's also a Prince of Demons.
Semantics.
So he does, in a lot of books, represent wrath and lust. And he's depicted as a demon, quote, this is kind of what he looks like most often. Quote, with the breast of a man, a rooster leg, a serpent tail, and 3 heads.
So is it just one leg?
One of his legs is a rooster leg.
That's oddly specific.
No. That's wrong. I'm going to correct myself. He does have 1 leg because there is another name. I didn't put this in. There is another name for him called the stick man or the 2 sticks man. Oh. Because oftentimes when people see him, they see him walking with 2 sticks, like crutches, I guess.
Oh, okay.
So
not a very scary demon then.
With a chicken leg.
Yeah, so it makes it even worse.
3 heads.
I'm gonna eat your legs. Well, legs, sorry.
So of the 3 heads, there is one of a man spitting fire, one of a sheep, and one of a bull.
This just sounds like a mash of a bunch of different creatures just into one little being.
Basically, he's scary for all creatures.
I guess. Well, I don't know. There's not really any like apex predators part of him, right? He's got a chicken leg, you got a sheep, and then a bull. Not exactly predators.
Fire breathing man.
Yeah, people in Hawaii do that.
I guess. So some texts that he is referenced in are the Bible, the book of, Tobit or Tobit, the Talmud. This is another one. The Talmud or the Talmud, the Testament of Solomon, Malleus Maleficarum. Sorry.
Dude, you picked like the one with like all the crazy
all the Latin
names. All the Latin
names.
French.
And finally the Magus, and those are just some examples, but he's in a lot of books.
Okay.
So well known.
Mentioned a lot, yeah.
In Duplancy's Infernal Dictionary, he recounts the story of a young village girl who claimed that she had been possessed by 3 demons by the name of Mimi, Crapule, and Zozo.
Okay.
Her story goes that the demons tormented her, forcing her to walk on her hands and act indecent while with others. A priest successfully exorcised the demons from the girl, after which it is reported that the police requested not perform any other exorcisms ever again. I don't know why. Okay,
so what kind of sketchy stuff did this guy do? Because, after the Annalise episode, that we did.
Right. Exorcisms or...
The whole exorcism thing. It's already like super secret.
It's a fickle thing.
But like, why would the police ask you not to perform them?
Right. I don't know.
So I wonder what all went down with that.
I don't know. We'll never know. Duplancy's telling of the tale, however, he states that he believes her story was fake.
Okay.
Duplancy wrote that the girl rattled nonsense and, quote, added that she had been publicly beaten years before faking possession and was she was actually imprisoned for telling all these lies.
Oh.
So apparently you can go to jail for lying in 1818.
Well, that's around the time where, you do some card tricks and you'd get burned at the stake for witchcraft. So
this was a time where if you're a woman who did math, you were a witch. That's literally a thing that happened.
Yeah, true. Hey, what's my change? Oh, your change is 29 cents. Witch! Burner! And wasn't it against the law for like women to learn how to read?
I don't know about against the law. I feel like something like that, or it was like looked down upon. I don't know. Women have been treated pretty bad. In 2009, a man named, and this guy is great.
Okay.
A man named Darren Evans posted of his experience with a demon named Zozo. And this is kind of one of the first ever, like the beginning of the internet's exposure to Zozo, because otherwise it was just like word of mouth or whatever, or like texts such as The Infernal. Over the years, beginning in his youth, Darren claimed that he had a strong fascination with the occult and he describes that he had many Ouija board incidents. Some of them good, some of them bad, though there was one common spirit or entity that would come in contact with him who went by the name of Zozo. This was actually the beginning of thousands of claims by other people. So once he posted it, a lot of people were like, hey, I know that guy, Zozo. I've talked to him too, like through the Ouija board.
What a social demon.
Right?
It's like he just wants to have conversations with people.
So what's strange about that is it's not like a centralized area. It's literally like all over the world. So it's not like a demon that would follow you or...
I mean, I guess that's a good thing. It makes it a lot better.
I mean, is it?
It's not going to follow you.
Well, We'll
and
see.
clearly this guy gave a statement, so he's still alive. Or was alive at the time, I guess. I don't know when that report was made.
He's still alive. Yeah, he's good. This was 2009.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, he's fine.
So when speaking to this entity, things would always start out very kindly, very friendly.
How's the weather?
Exactly. Like conversation between the two was
It's a little hot down here.
So things would actually always start out very kindly with very friendly conversation between the two. Slowly, eventually, the conversation would always shift to like a malicious, dark tone or whatever.
Okay. So it's like, guys be like, oh man, your face is looking really tasty right now. I might eat it, you know?
Well, it was things like he would start to swear, like Zozo would start to swear on the board. He would call him names, like call him fat and ugly, basically. And
look at this fatty.
From there, it would actually switch to even worse topics of conversation, with Zozo threatening harm to his toddler daughter.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, no bueno there.
Right. So after one session, his daughter was left for a slight moment in the bathtub. I guess her mom went to grab something that was in the hallway, like a towel or something, where the toddler, his daughter, immediately began to drown. She was obviously saved because, again, she just stepped out into the hallway for 0.2 seconds and was fine after that, though a couple of weeks later, she was hospitalized for some mysterious infections that started to form in her body.
Oh, God.
And this was the point that Darren suspected the spirit was not a spirit, but a demon. A daimon.
A daimon.
A daimon.
So, not saying, it's bad.
Trying to get buddy, and then I'm going to kill you,
Hey, that's how you work your way in.
That's pretty bad.
You work your way in and then just murder,
Murder's not good.
Depends on who you ask.
Being a trickster demon, most texts describe Zozo to behave playfully and lustfully with chaotic intentions.
Oh, okay. So he's a chaotic neutral. Got it.
He's more of like a chaotic evil, I'd say.
He seems to be pretty chill at first, and then he's just like, his chaos starts kicking in. He's like, I just want to mess some things up.
Oh, no. Anyway. So many Ouija interactions display his personality pretty well when they're with Zozo. Summoning him through a Ouija normally starts out with a figure 8 motion. So it'll go back and forth, starting from right to left, which is actually a bad thing in, techniques or whatever. You're not supposed to go from right to left on a Ouija board.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
But what would happen is when the figure 8 motion started, it would start with the Z on the right side of the board, move in a circular motion, like a figure 8 towards the O. Yeah.
Okay. So literally just the opposite side of the board.
O, and then just make an 8 back and forth.
Well, okay.
So it would go from the letters Z and O constantly and would not stop until Zozo was done.
He really likes his name then.
Right.
It's just like, I'm going to spell it out for you.
Some say that moving from the right to the left of the board actually opens a portal, and that's why you're not supposed to do it. Oh. So if he's doing it over and over and over and over and over, there's a good chance a portal open. I'm going
to bring my friends in,
Right. Exactly.
Is it okay if I bring a +5 to this party?
And again, typically the interaction begins friendly, with Zozo answering fun questions and making small silly remarks, Oftentimes he would actually portray himself in the beginning as a past relative or, somebody that you're familiar with to kind of get you more comfortable with speaking to him.
It's a little messed up, honestly.
Longer it does. And there's a weird thing with him is he oftentimes seems to have personal information that nobody but you would know. So
that's the thing with demons. I learned that from Annalise is one of the main signs of,
demon.
Possession mm-hmm. is, the person having an innate knowledge of things that they
right.
otherwise wouldn't know.
Right. And apparently Zozo knew everything about you,
I wonder how that works exactly.
I don't know.
Do you think when you turn into a demon, there's here's the knowledge of everything?
Maybe an omnipotent kind of thing.
Who knows? That just seems odd on how that would work.
I don't know. I hope I never become a demon to find out.
I think that'd be cool.
So after he's gained his trust and he grows bored of it, things start taking a turn for the worse. Zozo will begin swearing and threatening those around the board, starting off with small things, saying things like, you're ugly or you're fat. Then turning to things more personal with slights towards you as a person, citing things that happen that might have made you a coward at one point. So he'd call you a coward, or that no one will ever like you.
He just sounds like a childhood bully.
He does.
Like, third grade.
Yeah, just jerk all around, basically. And again, eventually he does move on to threatening behavior, or
like how he threatened the kid.
Right, exactly. And that's just in some cases. Oftentimes after a session, victims will experience trauma of some sort, such as car accidents or infection or loss of pets due to mysterious circumstances.
Didn't that happen with the cryptids thing too? The black-eyed kids thing?
Yeah, black-eyed kids. Yep. The pets just would either disappear or just start dying.
So they are demons. Got it. I knew it. I solved it.
It is speculated that Zozo is attracted perversely towards women and also seems to attach himself to those with suicidal tendencies and depression.
Okay.
It seems to be like an easy target for him.
Rude.
Yeah. We're going to go on to some testimonies that I found
about it.
So we'll start off with the first 3 that I found are from Darren Evans, the guy from earlier.
Okay.
He actually has a blog website.
Follow me on my blog, guys.
A blog. And this is where I went down the really weird rabbit hole. So here's his website. I just took pictures of it.
Wow, that is like 2005 MySpace.
But it's called Darren. It's
got to have the flame JPEG in the background that takes up the whole page.
So the website is called DarrenEvansParanormal.blogspot. And again, it's very early 2000s. There's flame JPEGs in the background. He's got different books and movies advertised. He's got his art advertised. He's got music advertised. But he basically spends his life like focused on Zozo.
Do you imagine if he happens to listen to this episode? He's like, oh, my random blog got a shout out.
Right. Oh, he doesn't need a shout out. He's in with like Ghost Adventures and.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he's got his own movie. Like,
oh, dang. Okay.
He don't need a shout out.
Okay. Look at him making moves in the world.
Right. Another rabbit hole that I went down from looking at his website is like, so he was on Ghost Adventures with Zach Bagans. And this is on his website. He posted a quote or a tweet from Zach Bagans saying, "We near 2020, we fear Zozo because 2020 looks like ZOZO." So, and this tweet.
So you mean to tell me that everything that's gone wrong in 2020 is because of Zozo?
According to Zach Bagans.
Got it. Okay.
Apparently Zach had a dream that night. Or the night before, and made a tweet about it. He had like a dream about Zozo.
Not to talk smack about Zach Bagans.
What?
But one of the co-hosts or like camera people he had, didn't like one of them leave because he got tired of like faking everything?
Oh, no, I think it was like a personality clash or something.
But I remember him coming out of the whole thing and being like, yeah, everything's fake. So,
yikes. I didn't know that.
And to be honest, I don't really trust Zach Bagans. But one weird thing that I thought was really funny is Zach Bagans is actually really good friends with Post Malone.
Oh, really?
And Zach Bagans actually has like a museum of a bunch of like haunted items.
Yes, I want to go there.
And Post Malone visited him there. And there's like this doll in this glass case. I think it was a doll.
Which one? Robert the doll? Or I know the other one. I think it's Lucy.
I think it might have been Lucy. But it was in like a glass box, and Post Malone lifted up the glass box, and it was supposed to be like, if you do that, that's like super bad. And I think literally the next day, as he was driving around somewhere, he got into a car accident.
You don't mess with the demons.
Literally the next day, though, I was like, wow,
that's insane.
That's just really big coincidence. No. Zach Bagans planned it on. No, I'm just kidding.
It was Lucy.
It's all Zach Bagans.
It was Lucy. And I also forgot to show you the picture of Asmodee or Asmodee.
Is he sitting on a? Okay.
He is sitting on a serpent creature as a mount. That's how he's portrayed sometimes. There's the rooster leg, his torso that is the breast of a man. It only depicts one leg here. The bull head, the man breathing fire, and this looks like a ram, but a sheep head. There's wings in this picture, but that's what he looks like. This thing
that he's sitting on looks like a mix of a bear and a like snake.
It's like a weird serpent thing. Oh, and then there's his serpent tail on the back. This is from Asmodee.
Oh, okay.
It's weird. That's one way that he's portrayed, but sometimes it's like he's just a dude, you know?
I'm just gonna chill.
Just
I'm
looking
just
like a demon. Sometimes he wants to pull out all of his other heads and his chicken leg, you know?
I guess.
One of the first accounts that was on Darren Evans' website comes from an unnamed writer, and we'll just say anonymous. It says, I read with great interest your story, and here's why. I live in rural Virginia, where just about every other house has a family cemetery plot on its property, it seems. I had just moved here from Southern California, and I wanted to create a coffee table with a glass top and display some local artifacts underneath that represented the Virginia area and its rich history. I went to a yard sale and bought the table I wanted to refurbish and construct to display some of the items. When I took off the top of the table, I found a homemade Ouija board, and this was in the hollow space under the top. What's noted here, though, is that there was no planchette with this Ouija board. And you don't mess with the secondhand Ouija board, man. You don't know what happened to that Ouija board, but anyway, back to the story.
I'm gonna buy used Ouija boards only.
Okay. At first, I thought...
You're gonna summon demons with me?
No. She says, at first I thought nothing of it, but when I told the story to a few elder locals, they both bristled and told me that when a board is separated from its planchette, it is an effort to sever the quote-unquote access key of certain spirits that came through that particular board using a particular planchette.
Okay.
I have a healthy curiosity and interest in the supernatural, but I'm not driven by it, nor do I crave the adrenaline rush that comes with dabbling in the art. I constructed the table, and one of the objects I placed in the table was the Ouija. The first day I had it on display along with several other items, I found all of the items were pushed to the furthest edge of the table, and only the board was the focal point of the display. Thinking perhaps someone was in the house, I moved the table and tilted it, thus shifting the contents. I removed the glass and rearranged the display items, this time securing them with glue. I let that dry before replacing the glass. 2 nights later, I heard my dogs growling in the bedroom where I sleep, and they were standing at the door. I got up to see what they were upset at, and when I turned on the lights to the adjoining family room, I saw the table. The glass was scratched, etched with something sharp from underneath, and there was no mistake the letter Z in that etching.
Ooh.
I knew something was up with that board, or one of the objects in the display. I have since dismantled the table and put all of the display items, including the board, in a box. There are a few religious items that are in the box now as well. I have no other experiences, but I do read your story about the entity of Zozo. I had no way of connecting the Z etched in the glass with the Ouija.
That's really interesting, though.
Yeah, it's a crazy story.
The Z was etched from inside, not on top, correct?
Yeah, it was inside the glass. So this table was like hollowed out. There was glass sitting on top of it. And before she put the glass on, she put all these items inside. And after seeing that everything was moved and the Ouija board was put on top, she put everything back into the case and glued it that time. And the next morning, she found that there was a Z on the inside.
So here's the weird part.
What?
Why is it that one time all the stuff gets moved and she assumed people were in the house and just messing with her? Why do you immediately go, I'm going to glue everything in there?
Because she didn't like her stuff moved.
I mean, I guess, but I don't go direct. I'm just going to glue it. Let me grab some Elmer's glue real quick and then just drizzle it in and
make sure it stays. All right. So our second story, again, from the Darren Evans website. It goes, my name is Brianna, and her last name was withheld. So
okay.
It says, I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I have 2 very weird experiences with an Ouija board. I borrowed one that belonged to a friend, thinking it was a fun game and was just a joke. I got a small lavender candle and made sure my room was dark. I had done the board with my friend before and thought she had a trick to do it. I did the setup and asked if there was anyone there. At first, it didn't move, so I thought it was fake. The cursor shot out of my hand. I checked my windows and everything, but had no explanation. I asked it again, and slowly it moves to spell Zozo. And then Lily. So Lily. Creepy. It had done this before, and since I knew it wasn't fake, I was very scared. I had heard the stories about her before, and I was worried. I asked if it knew anything about me, and it described to me a dream I had had the night before. So again, something that only she would know. And again, she's there alone. So
can demons induce dreams or like nightmares or something?
I think so. Like sleep paralysis. That's a thing.
Okay.
That's a thing.
Curious. Maybe he like induced the dream on her.
And then was like, I know what you dreamed last night.
Wait, that could be a thing. Maybe he induced the dream on her just so she would specifically start doing the Ouija board to open up the portal so he can come in.
Conspiring.
Bam. Solved it.
She says, I was kind of freaked, especially when she told me the main character was her, Zozo.
You mean to tell me that at this point you're freaked out, not when you're doing the Ouija board by yourself. You ask one question and the cursor flies out.
Right.
You're not freaked out then. You're just like, oh, did the window do that? Come on. Like, okay, listen, sometimes I like to believe in this thing, but it's like when things like that happen in your story, it's like, that's just tropey.
Tropes exist for a reason.
I guess.
She says, I immediately put up the board, but I still can't help but feel as if I'm being watched. One night, I had another dream about her, and it involved me being killed by one of my friends, who turned out to be Zozo. Weird and unexplainable things have been happening to me, and I feel I may be haunted by her. I believe in it all now, very much. I just wish other people knew about my stories and did too. So that was her story.
I got some flaws in it, in my opinion, but could just be her trying to hype things up a little bit.
I mean, maybe. Could all be true.
Could also all be true, and I could just be completely wrong about it, but, Yeah.
To each their own.
Yeah.
All right. Our third story comes from Mariah, and she also lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It goes, I went to a Target.
Harris Teeter is better.
I went to Target in about February to buy a glow-in-the-dark Ouija board. Oh, I didn't even glow in the dark. Bro, you could do it glow in the dark.
That makes it even scarier.
All the lights.
That makes it even scarier.
No candles.
I'm about it.
Ooh, spooky.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Just what if the glow in the dark, it's usually like green.
Yeah.
What if all of a sudden it just turns red, bro?
I'd have my torch. I don't have a torch, but I'd get a torch and set it on fire immediately after saying goodbye, because you're supposed to say goodbye before you close it. Bye. Not like on the board. You gotta move it to bye. Nope. Well, last weekend, me and my friends decided to play with it. We met this nice spirit named Lily, and she needed help. So Lily again. That's kind of weird. Interesting. We were trying to help her, but nothing worked. Later that night, around 12 a.m., she left. We then again asked if anyone was there. It said ZOZO, and we didn't think anything about it. We asked questions, and she seemed friendly, so we all got up and went to the living room with the board still out. We sat around talking and drinking Mountain Dew. After about 10 minutes, we put our glasses in the sink and went back to her room, only to discover the board was gone. Okay. That's freaky.
Yeah. Okay. Continue.
She says, we looked everywhere for it. So after a while, we gave up and went back into the living room to find it there. So we went back in the room and played with it some more. So
you don't question. Oh, my God. You don't question the fact that the Ouija board is just gone and then it's right where you just were.
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
See, this is what I mean. Like, this does not make me believe your story.
At about 3:33 a.m., my ponytail holder broke and my hair went all over my face, and I guess I blacked out. What?
All right, hold that thought.
My friend said I was possessed and that when Lily came back, she said Zozo, her sister, is in the room.
Oh, okay. That's okay. No.
They asked where, and then the pointer flew at her.
Oh, where?
Yeah.
Get pegged in the face.
She says, they said I tried to hurt them, that I was speaking in a different language like Latin. The most freaky thing was that we had a candle lit, and when Zozo left, I was waking back up and the candle was out when we turned on the lights, and the center of the candle was gone. No wick, no nothing.
Oh.
So he removed the wick.
Why? Like, of all things, why just the wick?
She says it was like a cup without the bottom. This happened many times throughout the night, and we used brand new candles every time. I believed I was possessed by the demon. Why would you
still supply candles?
They need wicks. There's a shortage
of wicks. Where's John?
What?
John Wick.
Oh. So this is where her account ends, and Darren actually messages her and says, he writes, in further correspondence with Mariah, she says that the spirit Lily described Zozo as her evil twin sister. Lily told the girls that Lucifer was their father, and Lily was punished for not wanting to become evil like her sister Zozo. Lily explained Zozo as an immortal spirit that chooses certain people to become attached to their quote-unquote self, where it remains. Mariah says Zozo will only come through in a Ouija session when she is on the board. In recent weeks, I have sent accounts of encounters with, quote, Mama Zaza, also a spirit entity that identifies itself as only Mama. Stories of the Mama Ouija spirit are found on the internet, obviously, blah, blah, blah. And our fourth and final account is from Reddit. We love Reddit. Oh,
you know Reddit's going to be good.
I'm so ready. So this is actually in a post where somebody, this was on r/paranormal, where somebody made a post. I think it was titled like, "This is my opinion. Zozo is a fake." You know?
Ooh, okay.
So there were people commenting like, "No, I've got stories, and here's one of them."
Dude, this is going to be good. I know it. Reddit always got some goods on this type of stuff, man. Because I follow r/Reddit or paranormal. Sorry.
Right.
They got some spooky stories on there.
I need to follow that one. I think I only follow crime ones.
I follow that one and then unsolved mysteries.
Yeah.
They got some weird stuff on there too.
They do. Yeah, I need to.
Lots of potential cases.
Yeah, exactly. I need to find some more paranormal ones. I've been doing a lot of murder and disappearances, which also need exposure, you know.
Oh yeah.
But
we'll get some. You know, this is the month for all the spooky stuff.
That's what I'm doing. I'm doing spookies this month. All right. So they say, I'm going to say that it's impossible. It's fake because I've experienced it myself. I used an Ouija board in college with a few friends a long time ago. Ever since we had our first session, we would feel a weird presence in our apartment and we'd see things peeking around corners. Ooh, I don't like that. Like
that reminds me of this video I saw. I think it was on TikTok, actually, now that I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy was like recording because he kept hearing like noises coming from like this little basement. And at one point he was recording the door and it was like a dark, you know, it's like no lights on it. So it was really dark. And then, you know, as he kind of like goes to like look at his dog or whatever, his dog is just staring at the door. And when he turns back, you just see this thing at like the bottom of the stairs looking up at him. And when the camera turns on it, you see it just go back down.
Gross. No, absolutely not.
Nope.
Have fun sleeping tonight, guys. This is the point of this.
Not gonna lie, just
podcast.
talk. I don't know what it is, but it's things around corners that
That's what I'm
freak
saying.
me out the most.
What I'm saying. I have to walk to my car, and I'm gonna be looking at every tree limb, every bush. I should have. This is exactly what I wanted, and I regret it.
I'm a little freaked out. My blinds are open. I feel like I'm gonna see a figure up on the second floor somehow.
Just peeking down.
No.
Okay, so the building we stayed in was built in the 1880s and used to be a butcher shop for livestock. One night, our roommate wondered if we all wanted to contact spirits on her Ouija board. The answer is always no. And she says, we all said, sure, why not? Huge mistake, is what she says. Because, yes, I agree.
I mean, that's usually my response. Like, why not? Let's just do it.
This is why. You get
Sounds like a fun time.
Around the corners.
Sounds like a fun time. There's no lights on in here right now either.
Nope.
Just the one candle light and the light of the monitor.
It's going to blow out and the wick's going to be missing.
Okay, listen. If that happens, I am immediately leaving. Like, no qualms.
Yeah.
I am dipping.
Sorry.
All right.
Don't stare at the candle. She says, so all was going well and we were having fun, laughing and whatnot. My one roommate put a lit cigarette on the board and asked the spirit to smoke it. Why? Okay. To our amazement. Yeah.
What if he doesn't like cigarettes?
Right. To our amazement, the board started smoking the cigarette like someone was inhaling it. So I guess you can see like the fire getting hotter. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like when you like take a drag and you just see the embers kind of.
The image I got from that sentence was like it grew hands and picked up the cigarettes and put it in like the O.
Oh my God, that would have been hilarious.
I would not be mad. I'd be freaked out, but I would not be mad. All right. She says, super weird, but kind of cool. And then someone asked, "Who's this we're talking to?" And the board started spelling out Zozo, Zozo, Zozo. Not kidding you at all. And I didn't know who Zozo was till much later. And none of us had ever heard of the spirit before. It's a dangerous demon for those of you who haven't heard of him. Well, this entire episode is on him, so.
So yeah, just a little bit.
Anyway, we closed the session, but the vibe in the house was just weird. After that, we all started fighting with each other. One roommate became so enraged with us that she wouldn't even talk to us for months. Why did they fight? She didn't say.
Enraged over what?
I don't know. She doesn't say why they started fighting. I guess this was like over time. They were just getting tense around the apartment. Like,
I guess, yeah.
Do your dishes.
I mean, same. Like,
she says we'd hear footsteps upstairs when no one was there, and we'd hear banging sounds and hear strange noises and thumping sounds in different areas of the house. Until this day, and this is 17 years later, I'm still feeling haunted by that demon in some ways. The stuff is all too real, and I know what I experienced, and not just one, but multiple times. I'm sorry, once, but multiple times. I believe in the power of the Ouija board and the spiritual realm communicating with us, and I believe we can be haunted or followed by a benevolent spirit as well. I am proof of this possibility. Take it or leave it for those of you who are skeptical, but until it happens to you, quote, "Judge not lest ye be judged." And that's the end of Zozo the Ouija Demon.
Okay. So I guess my first question for you is, do you believe in ghosts and demons and all that?
So I'm of the opinion mostly no, but I'm also not going to mess around with all that because I believe I will get haunted.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a chance, I'm not going to play with that.
See,
I'm not going to take that chance.
I'm like, if there's a chance, I want to know for myself. So I'm definitely down to mess with it.
I'd love, like, video proof, you know? And unfortunately, we have things like Photoshop and
all these great video editors who
right,
can, like, make
video editing and whatever. But I feel like I could very easily be convinced. I'm just not of the opinion that it exists. But I'm still not gonna mess around with it.
Oh, I want to mess around with it. I need to know for myself.
Well, you enjoy that demon of yours.
We're gonna get a Ouija board.
I hope you enjoy.
We're gonna do a live episode.
Oh no, we're not.
With a Ouija board.
If we get 100 Patreons, I will do a live Ouija board session. I will put that. I'm promising this right now on this episode.
Oh no.
If that happens, we will do a live Ouija board reading or session or whatever. You'll watch me pass out and throw up.
Blackout. Throw things at me.
Because you know what's going to happen?
Paranormal activity type thing.
The amount of times we've said Zozo tonight, and apparently that gives him power.
Oh boy. Yeah, you're right.
That's the first thing that's coming through that board.
Oh,
that's
boy.
exactly what's going to happen. I'm telling you. And I will not do it unless we get 100 Patreons.
Okay.
Then I promise to you.
I'll make a tier just for that.
Anyway. Well, until that day arrives, I hope you guys keep coming back to listen to our episodes. And if you did like this episode, please leave a like and subscribe. Our podcast is available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We really appreciate if you review us on all of these websites.
Oh, yeah.
Tell all your friends about us. Give us good comments. We like watching them.
Oh, yeah. And be sure to follow us on all of our social medias to stay up to date on any new episodes. And for a little bit of extras, such as pictures and, things of that sort, you can find us on Twitter at What Sleep Pod, Instagram at What Sleep Podcast. We also have a subreddit, What Sleep Podcast. And you can find us on Facebook at What Sleep Podcast.
And if you want to find us on pretty much any podcast,
we're pretty much on everything.
We're pretty much on everything. But if you want to know where to find us, you can go to our website, whatsleeppodcast.buzzsprout.com.
Yeah. And we will see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.